23 chromosomes from the male sperm and 23 chromosomes from the female ovum combine to form the new baby, which is the first cell or the stem cell which is able to form the whole baby. Now this obviously has 46 chromosomes. This cell starts dividing, and as it keeps on dividing, it ultimately becomes this structure, and this structure has got an ectoderm, which is in the red, which forms the amniotic sac, this one, a yolk sac, the blue one, which is the endoderm. So this is the ectoderm, this is the endoderm, and the connection between the amniotic sac and yolk sac is the future baby or the future fetus, and at present this is a two-layered plate. This is called as a bigeminal plate. So the green cells surrounding are what is the extra embryonic mesoderm, and this extra embryonic mesoderm surrounds the amniotic sac and the yolk sac. So this is called as the visceral layer, and this is called as the parietal layer, and in between is the coelom. This is the coelom. Coelom simply means cavity, and since it is outside the embryo at present, it is called as extra embryonic coelom. Now all the structures embedded in the endometrium of the uterus, and that endometrium of the uterus has cells all around this, and the fetal and the embryon and the maternal cells meet and form an area which is common to both, common to the mother and the baby, and which will form the future placenta. Now we go ahead from this. This is the bigeminal plate. And here is the yolk sac, and here is the amniotic cavity, and outside is the extra embryonic mesoderm. So at present, this is a bigeminal plate. Now, what will happen is this, that this layer of the ectoderm will start folding like this and will form what will ultimately become the neural cord, the spinal cord in the brain. So this ectodermal structure, which will start from the folding of this ectoderm will be the future spinal cord or the nervous system, spinal cord and the brain. Now if you look at this from the side, here will be the amniotic cavity, and here will be the yolk sac, and this folded structure will form this brain and the spinal cord in between, like this, in between the two geminal, in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Here will be a streak in the ectoderm, which will be called as a primitive streak. At two places, at this place and at this place, the ectoderm and endoderm will never separate. This is called as the cloacal membrane, and this is called as the buccal membrane. At these two places, the ectoderm will never separate, but otherwise, this mesoderm will start invaginating between the two plates, and will become what is called as the intraembryonic mesoderm. So this is the extraembryonic mesoderm, extraembryonic, and this becomes the intraembryonic mesoderm, and this bigeminal plate now becomes a trigeminal plate. And one thing more which you have to understand, therefore in this diagram you would be able to see the intraembryonic mesoderm between the two plates, which will start surrounding the cord and will make the spine, this will surround this cord and will make the vertebral column. So mesoderm makes the vertebral column, but the spinal cord which lies inside is made by the ectoderm. After understanding this much, you see what happens is that if this is the yolk sac, the ectoderm amniotic cavity would go like this, and this plate structure would become tubular. So it will engulf the part of the yolk sac, and this would become the gut, here will lie the cord and the spinal cord and the nervous system. Around it would be the intraembryonic mesoderm forming the vertebral column, and the other intraembryonic mesoderms like kidney and all the things will start developing from here. And this plate will convert into a tubular structure and will enclose a part of the mesoderm. So So this is the basic development of the embryo. And now if we start seeing this embryo from the side, here side of front, here is the ectoderm, here is the, in the center is the gut, beginning from the buccal membrane going up to the cloacal membrane. Above this is the brain and the spinal cord, like this. Above that, it's surrounded by the vertebral column, and in between you have the structures related to the gut, like the liver and the spleen and the kidney developing. And from the sides of this ectoderm, they develop the limb buds, which is ectodermal outside and mesodermal inside, and these limb buds will develop into the upper and the lower limb. So this in short is the development of the embryo. And now we will deal with how this full formed fetus, how it lies in the uterus, and how does it come out during labor.